Hi, everyone. Uh, First, I just want to say thank you for subbing to the channel or engaging with the channel. If you're not subs, maybe hit the sub button or maybe just keep watching videos off the homepage. It doesn't really matter too much. Subs, not subs, however you want to watch. So I said I would make this video at 10,000 subscribers, which I did not think would happen in January at all. I thought it was going to happen in like March or April. So here we are. If you happen to be at this channel and you're not familiar with my main channel at all, my Destiny content coverage, please let me know. Always please let me know. For those who do happen to be new, which I'm guessing is an incredibly small amount of you who are watching this, hi, my internet name is Datto. I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years now, and this is a new channel of mine, and I'm not retiring like everybody else is. And this is hopefully also going to be the only time that you're going to hear me mention Destiny, the game, on this channel, because I prefer to keep everything over there. Why did I make a new YouTube channel and then not tell anyone about it when I have a channel with 1.2 million subscribers? It's half metrics driven, which I do hate saying and talking about, but it's just unfortunately part of the YouTube game. And it's like half personal reasons. Skip to the time on screen for the abridged version of this if you happen to find this video randomly in your recommended or something, and you just don't really care to watch the whole thing. The time, boom, go there. Okay, so part of it was to run an experiment on YouTube on how the algorithm can work and gets content to people in this like new YouTube world that we live in. Not necessarily new, but this version of YouTube. When I first made the channel, day 1 to day like 5 or 6, YouTube was not pushing my videos to basically anybody. Now, I thought that because I already had a YouTube channel, a big YouTube channel, over 1 million subscribers, that YouTube would see the connection and push this new channel immediately onto people. That did not happen, but eventually things got working. It just took a little bit longer. It really only started to kick in, I would say, about 2 weeks after my first video went live, and it was a very slow start, but eventually it started to kick into gear, and I went from 0 to 100 subs in probably about 2 weeks, and then 100 to 1,000 took another few days, and then 1,000 to 10,000 in just over a week after that, even a week. I also wanted to see how much it pushed my content to new people versus people from my main channel. And right now it seems like it's mainly focused on main channel viewers, or if it is being pushed to people who are not familiar with my content, they are choosing not to subscribe because they just don't know who the hell I am. I don't think this strategy of just making a new YouTube channel and getting a bunch of subs is guaranteed for people without a pre-existing successful channel. But also, like, what choice do you really have here on YouTube? Anyway, you might as well. I have had peers create brand new channels with content completely unrelated to their first channel, tell absolutely nobody, have some videos go viral and have their channels do quite well in the short term, although they heavily focused on one particular topic, whereas I do not plan to cover one specific topic, at least not right now anyway. Anything could happen. So speaking of that, I also did this because of anecdotal evidence from my peers about them starting new channels and having their content pop off versus putting it on their main channel and having it go nowhere. And that is, again, kind of algorithm based. When YouTube sees that a video is not doing well on your channel with your viewer base, it tends to not push it as aggressively on the homepage. And that's a big deal because most viewership now comes from the homepage. It doesn't really come from the sub feed. YouTube has changed how people interact with the platform because before, people would go to their sub feed, they would watch videos, and then they would leave the website. But now with like homepage and recommended and all that kind of stuff, the goal is to keep viewers on the site as much as possible by recommending stuff YouTube thinks you might like. If you've wondered why titles and things like that have been directed at a more general audience over the past couple of years versus you as a subscriber, that's why. It's because everyone is now competing with everyone, even more so than usual. Anyway, when YouTube sees that a video is not doing well, it's not going to push it on the homepage as aggressively, which means viewership goes down, and unfortunately, you're only as good as your last video's performance. And when you're a channel that's focused on only one topic, and you try to make something about a different topic, people are naturally not going to engage as much, the people at your channel, which means the videos do poorly, which means YouTube is not going to recommend them, which means they do poorly, which means YouTube's not going to recommend them. I've had countless people tell me that they didn't know that I uploaded something because they only watch from the homepage, and if the YouTube video didn't do well enough early in the day, it wouldn't reach their feed by the time they got around to it, unless they were the most dedicated viewer. If your video fails to produce results in the first couple of hours, sometimes it can affect that video's performance for the rest of its life on YouTube, unless you start doing a lot of title swapping, which is maybe why you've seen that quite often, a lot of thumbnail swapping. It's to try to get people on the homepage to click into it. In my case, I made and still make videos for Destiny, the video game. Whenever I uploaded something that wasn't Destiny, it tended not to do as well because people were more interested in my Destiny content and my commentary than they were in my non-Destiny content, and that's fair. I am not blaming people for not being interested because it's not what they signed up for in the first place. I'm not going to blame the algorithm for that. I'm not going to blame other people for that. But it can make experimentation difficult in the short term, and it can hurt my normal content because YouTube won't recommend it as much to that more fringe audience since I have those non-Destiny videos not doing as well. So it won't push my regular content as much because YouTube doesn't really differentiate between the different types of content that I do. It's just, did this do well? Did it not do well? This video good? This video bad? That's it. And with all the anecdotal evidence I heard about people opening up new channels for their new projects and having them do well, I figured now is the time to try to open a new channel. For years, I thought that I should just keep everything on the main channel because that's where I'm going to have the biggest reach. There's no point in opening a new channel. I'm going to keep it all on main. I don't want to split my audience, and I don't want to put effort into content that's only going to be seen by a small fraction of my audience. But it was becoming more clear that if I wanted the main channel to stay healthy, I should probably just stick to my normal content on there and use another channel for different content to set expectations and to have a healthier viewer base. I'm not saying it's impossible for a creator to switch genres or content on their main channel successfully, but for me in particular, I didn't see it becoming a reality because I am known for making guides and educational content and commentary, and not necessarily comedy or entertainment based or like lifestyle videos at all. Another example of algorithm shenanigans I heard from a peer recently is about how they made a video about something completely innocuous. I think it was how to clean your mouse pad or something like that. Nothing crazy, but it wasn't their typical content. They make content about video games. But it became so popular that it had a negative effect on their normal content because YouTube kept recommending their normal content to people who watched the mousepad video, but those people didn't want to watch the normal content. They were there for the mousepad video, so that normal content suffered. And as soon as they set the mousepad video to unlisted or private or whatever, their channel returned to a normal state in a couple of weeks. YouTube was like, this mousepad cleaning video is doing insane. You're a mousepad cleaning channel now, when it was just supposed to be like a one-off video. Let's go back to having a healthy viewer base. Chances are, if you're watching this video, it's because you enjoy what I do regardless of what it is versus just enjoying my coverage of Destiny, and I'm very grateful for that. I created the channel in secret because I only wanted people who were genuinely interested in me as a creator to find it and engage with it. I didn't want anything to feel forced. I didn't want to announce on my main channel that I had a new channel because I thought that doing so would create a rush of new subscribers who would watch a couple of videos and then probably tune out, which would lead to poor performance of the channel in the short term, which can lead to poor discoverability, which means the channel might die off before it even really gets rolling. I can't confirm this would happen. It's just what I thought would happen. By doing it this way, I figured that only the people who were really interested in my content would tune in, thus boosting engagement rates and discoverability because videos would do well on this specific channel. And when videos are in your top 1, top 2, top 3, YouTube is going to push them more. Also, because the channel is so new, almost all new videos that I produce in this very, very short-term window will likely be the top performing video on the channel, which YouTube sees as people engaging a lot with the channel, which means they'll push the videos even more, which leads to hopefully more discoverability. But that part's just a theory. My content also has a chance to break out of the Destiny bubble on YouTube as well. Although in the short term, the channel will still likely be trapped in this bubble, but that was to be expected. I like to call Destiny the Antarctica of gaming on YouTube because generally speaking, Destiny players do not care about other games at all or any content unrelated to Destiny from Destiny creators, and thus it is very isolated from all other gaming content and creators on YouTube. Usually with a lot of these other shooter games, Call of Duty, CSGO or CS2, and anything in between, Apex, there's a bit of crossover. There's no crossover with basically anyone when it comes to Destiny because it's primarily a PvE game. I'm sure there are other communities that are quite similar. That means that non-Destiny content, most of the time, doesn't really escape this Destiny bubble into the greater YouTube audience, or at least gaming audience, because it doesn't perform as well compared to other videos that creators of Destiny content post. And the Destiny pool of viewers on YouTube is quite small and isn't growing compared to the rest of YouTube. Again, I'm not blaming people who signed up for Destiny content to not be interested in non-Destiny content, but if you want to grow, you need to find the biggest audience possible. So in order to try to expand out of this bubble that I'm in, I needed to try to make something that had a more limited connection to that audience. And that's something I'm going to be trying to make happen during this year by playing with people outside of the Destiny community, forming new relationships, doing collaborations, all that kind of stuff. I still absolutely love playing with my friends, but I need to try to also bring some new people here and hopefully maybe bring some other people's communities over here and have it kind of spread. Another reason is just a fresh start and a new goal to achieve. When I hit 1 million subs on my main channel, I ran out of goals. That was the finish line. I knew that hitting 2 million subs was going to be basically impossible with Destiny alone. Growth on that channel at this point only happens whenever I post something a little more controversial, which I did not want to have be the identity of the channel. That's not what I wanted it to be. And that growth is like barely growth. It's not even growth. It's just I get to stay at neutral for that video. I was, and I would say still am, complacent with that channel. It's definitely more of a job than a passion at this point. I'm kind of on autopilot, and I think this channel is going to be a new outlet for myself to try to get creative, to try to ignite that creative spark again, get me passionate about content creation after 13 years in the space, 11 of those years being with my main channel. For the first little bit, it's mainly going to be gaming with my friends and probably some people that if you're familiar with my Destiny content. Maybe some commentary here and there, but I would love to move into other genres or types of content, some IRL stuff. I think there's always going to be gaming here, but just a little here, a little there, just something to kind of spice things up. I put out that stunt class short a couple days ago. I would love to make a full video the next couple of times that I go to that class. I would love for that content to do well. That'd be great. This place is also a backup plan in case stuff on the main channel goes south, as after Destiny's final expansion comes out in June. I don't have the most amount of confidence in my viewer base sticking around. Although I do still plan on making videos on Destiny as long as people continue to watch them. I really like this job overall. I love the freedoms that it gives me. And I'd like to see if I have what it takes to become something different in the YouTube landscape. If it doesn't work out, hey, I tried. I tried. Another reason, so many reasons. Another reason is to try to get more comfortable passing on my content to editors. I have been a huge control freak about my content since I started, and after 13 years of doing this by myself, I produce everything, I write everything, I edit everything. I either need to take a break or I need to pass some work off to other people so that I can go back to having some kind of a life. I think about work, or I do actually work all day, every day. I would like to have some guilt-free time off every now and then. I would like to, whenever I have some time to myself, learn how to have hobbies again or enjoy gaming again. In case you're unfamiliar with my main channel, I was supposed to take a 3-month vacation. I was supposed to take a sabbatical after Destiny's final expansion, after 11 years of work with only 2-week vacations. But because of the uncertainty of my main channel, and because I started this new channel, I'm no longer taking that break. But I hope that by passing off some work to some editors, I can have more days where I stream, I turn off the stream, and I don't immediately have to go do 5 hours or 8 hours of editing or production work immediately after. I can go to work, so to speak, clock out, and have some more evenings to myself. To the people who time skipped here, hi. I wanted to test the algorithm to see how it pushes content to people. I was afraid of telling my main channel because I thought people would only watch a couple of videos and then bail. I want people to subscribe and engage purely because they want to and not feel forced or not feel like they need to support me. And I wanted a genuine trail of data to go along with it. I wanted a fresh start because I'm feeling creatively bankrupt and ran out of goals on my main channel. I wanted to try to break out of the bubble my main channel's content is currently in, as the viewer base is small compared to the rest of the gaming space on YouTube. And I'm trying to be more comfortable by having editors edit my content when I have been doing it all myself for the past 13 years. I think that's everything. It's metrics. I'm worried about my main channel's game not doing well this year. I want to try something new. And I only want people who actually want to be here to find and, stick with the channel, who like me for me and not because I spit out guides on their favorite game. Although, don't worry, I'm going to continue to do that as well. If you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments and I'll see what I can do for you. But regardless of how you found this video, thanks for watching it, and I'll see you next time. I needed to try to make something that had a limited connection to that audience. Thank you, Brim, for coming in, just making a bunch of noise.